Maybe he operates at a level above me. That's a valid statement. I make that point all the time. And here's the point in my words. You know you're smarter than your dog, right? And because you're smarter than your dog. Like, that's how you know. But your dog doesn't know that it's smarter than you. It might think it is, because it doesn't know why you do what you do. Because why you do what you do looks kind of stupid to the dog. If you're a dog brain and you're looking at your owner, you're thinking, why is that idiot playing with his computer when he could be giving me a treat? Stupid. This guy is a freaking idiot. Look at him. He's just typing on his computer when clearly the logical thing to do is to give me a treat and go rub my belly and go play outdoors. What is wrong with this idiot? So my point is that smart people can tell a dumb person when they see him and get it right. But a dumb person can't recognize a smart person, because the smart person is doing everything wrong, according to the dumb person, because they don't know what is smart. So it's impossible to tell if somebody is way smarter than you or way dumber than you. And I think that explains the Trump schism, the bifurcation of the country, better than anything you'll ever hear explained, is that half of the country looks at him and says, oh, I can tell he's really smart because he keeps doing all these smart things. And in particular, his persuasion is really good. And if you recognize persuasion, you understand what it does, how it works, you say, wow, that's a really good persuader using persuasion better than I've ever seen it done. That's a smart guy. So you recognize him as smart if you're as smart as he is, or at least in the zone. But let's say you're not as smart as him, or maybe not as, let's say, educated. You might have a high IQ, but let's say you're young and you just haven't seen enough. So I like to mock the young, but everybody was young, so we've all been dumber than we are now because you've been younger than you are now. So what are the people who are way less intelligent than Trump and don't understand what he's doing? What do they think of him? They think what the dog thinks of its owner. That idiot, he's playing with his laptop when he should be giving us treats. Where's my treats? Where's my belly rub? Does he not see the logic of what I'm saying? It's so logical. Any idiot would follow the science. He's a science denier. The science would tell you rubbing a dog makes you live longer. People, read your periodicals. They tell you that people with dogs live longer. Not by ignoring the dog. Come pet the dog. You will live longer. It's science. All right, so that's basically the people who are complaining about Trump. They're pretty sure that they understand this thing called science, and they're pretty sure that this Trump guy doesn't. But I think the opposite is the case. I believe that when Trump says climate change is a hoax, and I couldn't even agree with this for a long time because the society wasn't ready for it, but now you are. When Trump says climate change is a hoax, there are two possibilities. One, Trump is the dog. He's way dumber than you. Like, you can tell because you're smart and you're looking at your dog and your dog's licking his balls and you're like, Trump, you're licking your balls. Clearly you're the dumb one in the room here. All right? But people who are really, really smart have had perhaps experience with complicated prediction models. That's something smart people do. They work on complicated prediction models. They might work with physics. They might be involved with science. And in some cases, those people would say, in all my experience, I've never seen a complicated model of the future with lots of variables that was ever correct. And that person looks at Trump and hears him say that climate change is a hoax, and they say, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that even if the measurements are right, once you put that in this complicated model, you don't know what you're getting. And by the way, the models of the past have largely been wrong up till now, so why would we think the new one's right? Yeah, if you call that a hoax, that's hyperbole. But we're smart, you're smart, I get what you're saying. All right? So Does Taleb agree with what I just said about climate change? About the models being wonky, but the measurements probably being okay? Yes, he does. Okay. Well, there's a perfect example. So if you were here if you were here early, if you were here early, you know that I was saying that if Taleb ever disagreed with me, I would probably change my opinion to his right away. But there aren't many people who have the opinion I just expressed, which is that the measurements of the measurements might be accurate, and the scientific fact of our human activity changing the chemistry of the atmosphere, that's clearly accurate. Meaning that's something you can, that's just science. I don't think anybody's even doubting that, because anything you do that changes the chemistry is changing the chemistry. Like it's almost true by definition. You don't even have to do the math. But whether or not that makes a big enough difference over time compared to every other variable, that's what the models try to tease out. And the models are a little less credible than the measurements. All right, I've got a text that I got to answer now, so I'm going to go. Thanks for talking. Think about that, a persuasion tactic. No, that's just a figure of speech. All right. But when Trump says at the end of his statement, it's true, that's persuasion. So he does that a lot. He'll say, we've got to drain the swamp, and people will be cheering. And then under his breath, while the cheers are happening, he'll say, it's true. That's persuasion. All right.